I used to think Audi's naming convention was fairly easy, but since EVs kind of came into being, it's gotten a little bit more complicated. This is the S6 Sportback e-tron. This is actually an all-new model. It also gets the A6, but for today, we're just gonna do kind of a quick first look at the S6 version of that. I'll do a drive of the A6 in a little bit. So this is technically a sedan. The 6s, as you know, are traditionally electric vehicles, although they are coming out with an A6 sedan that is gas-powered, so it's all very confusing. But let's focus on this for a quick second. So this is a Sportback version of the A6. Obviously, you can tell from the shape of it. It has this nice sort of sloping roofline here. It is nice and low to the ground, the way that a sedan would be. So don't get confused with the Q6 e-tron or the Q6 Sportback e-tron. But you guys, a lot of the components, certainly the platform, which is the PPE, the all-electric platform that Audi shares amongst all of their EVs, everything is really the same. The componentry, all of the bits for the suspension, just the geometry on them is a little bit different because that one is raised. And I think that's pretty much it. So this one, again, you're gonna have a lower center of gravity. So when you're driving, it's going to sort of have less body roll. And let's take a look at it for a hot second. So you do get these new sort of like light signature here. There are many different sort of like illumination, what does it call it, choreography that these lights can do. You can customize your lighting, which is pretty awesome. This Audi badge also is going to illuminate and light up. It's kind of a gross day and I just haven't turned it on, but it will be able to do that. So I think a lot of really cool features up here that kind of make it look really stylish and really nice. To me, Audi's design is really apparent here. There's nothing sort of extra. There are no flourishes. There are no creases. Everything is always usually very, very sleek, super simple, but elegant and lovely. I'm not sure that I'm crazy about the white color, but hey, you know, that's what you get. So let's talk about wheels and tires for a quick second because this is EV. These are awfully important. Now the A6 Sportback e-tron does come with what's called an Ultra package, and that is a 19-inch wheel with an all-season tire that is designed specifically to help with efficiency. You cannot get that package on this, the S6, so it does come standard with 20s. You can get it with 21s, which I believe is what is on here. So maybe you're going to be just a little more compromised when it comes to your range. This is a dual motor setup. So that means it has Audi Quattro. You are going to get 543 horsepower in this vehicle. But you guys, the even more impressive number might be the still over 300 miles of range with 324 miles of range. With still giving you that kind of horsepower, I think is so impressive. This is not a first drive, so I'm not gonna be able to share any driving impressions about it with you, but those numbers are looking so solid. It gets a drag coefficient of 0.23. Now that is exactly the same number that the Lucid Air gets. That was super impressive when it first came out, and honestly, I'm very impressed that Audi has managed to match that number. When it comes to charging, you are looking at a max 270 kilowatt to charge this up from 10 to 80%. You're looking at about 21 minutes. Again, that's really impressive. They've come so far in the last 5 years that I'm pretty impressed. Because this is on the PPE platform, which means that everything that they do that's an EV is on this platform, you are going to get a Frunk. There's no sort of like, you know, kind of other bits in here they've planned for this. It's not super big, but you could put your charging equipment in there, maybe like a bag or something, a carry-on, I don't know. Oh. Even on a sedan, I can't reach it. And then when you come around to the back, you do have a low load-in floor. Again, this is a sedan, so naturally. But you get this massive opening here, which I think is pretty impressive. It kind of gives like hatchback vibes, even though it's really not. But back here, behind the first row, 39.9 cubic feet of storage space. You know, Audi said that this kind of laid flat, which is, to me, it's a lie because if I can't sleep on it, it's not laying flat. They also told me that these are 40-20-40 split, but I can't for the life of me figure out how to separate this from this, although it looks like it does. So when it comes to driver space, you guys know me. I'm not super tall. I'm not in the sort of Mike Danger, Jeff Glucker set of the world. Lucky for me, maybe. Obviously, I have tons of room here. Lots of adjustability with the seat. It's probably like, 50 ways of adjustment. And then same thing with the tilting and telescoping steering wheel. It's all electric because luxury, because because it's just gorgeous. You know how it is. Now, let's take a look at the second row from my ideal seating position. A Jolly Green Giant could fit back here, I'm sure. Oh yeah, there's like so much room back here. It's pretty crazy. No, you can't really put your feet under the seat, but they've got these sort of like little knee indentations if you need to use those. I'm gonna move on over here. This is where maybe a bigger person like my dad, who's 6'3", would sit here. Again, I have short legs, so for me, this is not a problem. I'll say this, these seats are comfortable. Like the back, you can almost see that it has this like nice contour here to sort of like let you settle in. There are almost like little bolsters back here, which is very rare. Normally it's kind of like a slab. So kudos to Audi. This does have a longer wheelbase. So you do have a little bit more room in here for your passengers, which is awesome. Talking about the interior, Audi's made some big changes, and I think they were kind of long overdue, which is great. And I think the job that they've done here is actually really nice. So I'm gonna start all the way over here. They've kind of added this panel right here onto the driver's side door handle. It's haptic feedback. This is for your mirrors. This is for your seat adjustments. This is for your child locks and stuff. What this has done is kind of thickened this part here, which maybe you would normally have grabbed to close the door. So you don't really have this anymore. All you have is this, and it's awfully big. So I have just tiny little hands, but just something to get used to, but kind of an added addition of more haptic controls. When it comes to this Audi is calling this their digital stage. It's 3 screens. This one is optional. This is for passengers. You can play games on this. You can do all kinds of things. If you're watching a video over here, once the car starts rolling, the driver cannot see it, which I think is really cool technology. Other cars do that. Mercedes does that. The only problem is, though, is you can't attach headphones to this, so the driver can hear whatever's going on back here. That's kind of a bummer to me. Hopefully they figure that out, how to pair a set of earbuds to that. Something about these screens that I really like, oriented toward the driver, I think it's a super great setup, especially for me. Again, I have really short arms, so proportionally for me, if it's bent this way, then I have much easier reach here to try and get to things like the settings button and all that kind of stuff. I love the graphics. I think it looks great. It's pretty quick. The blacks are nice and dark. That's really awesome. I have this button here, which I think is genius, because this, guys, is a shortcut button that you can have all of your favorite settings that you like shutting on and off. This one is the biggie for me. Lane departure warning. Sometimes I want it off when I'm driving spiritedly or aggressively, and I don't care if I'm, kind of hitting the lines. This does have regenerative braking. You can put it into B mode, which is a full 1-pedal driving mode here. So you have flexibility when you are driving with your regenerative settings on. What else am I missing? This is getting into Mercedes-Benz territory with the haptic stuff. Not a fan. I have been driving in these cars, and if your hand just brushes up against this, it can change something that's going on here, and I don't like that. So to me, it's just a little too sensitive, and maybe there's a better alternative here for being able to kind of operate the things that you need to use this for. As far as the design in here, listen, again, this is very Audi. It's very simple, it's very elegant, it's very clean. I love the materials. I think it's great. Alcantara is lovely. I wish they had done this in red when they spec'd this, because that is a spectacular thing. USB charging, wireless phone charging. Yes, there's piano black. This would make Mike Danger nuts, but you know, he's kind of weird anyway. We love him. One other thing that I'm going to mention is this. This is this glass roof that they have. I know it's sort of very in fashion. The one thing that I like that Audi has done with this is they've kind of turned it, they've put it into sections. So I don't know if you can see that here, but there's sort of these stripes. You can make this roof fully transparent, or you can opaque it the way that it is. You can also do sections of it. There's a lot of great tech in this interior. So much stuff. They've got a Hey Audi system that will be voice commanded. And see, she's already looking at what I'm saying.
Sorry, I don't have an answer.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't ask you a question, so that's fair. Hey Audi, will you turn on the seat ventilators, please? Oh my gosh. Instant cold butt. Awesome. There are 3 trim levels available, either with the A6 or with the S6. They start with their base model or their premium trim. Now, the A6 has a starting price of $67,195. That includes destination, and that is a single motor rear setup. For the premium S6, which is the base model of this S, you're looking at $79,995. Now, Premium Plus is the middle tier that sets you back $69,195 for that Premium Plus on the S5 Sportback, $83,495. So you are kind of starting to get up there. Now the Prestige, which is the one that I'm looking at right here, you're looking at about $86,000 for this S. So it's a lot of money, but you are getting a lot of amenities and a lot of features in this car. One thing that I will say that will be an add-on, some of the more advanced driver safety features like a lane keeping assist that you do have to pay extra for, but Audi's suite of safety features is pretty comprehensive and very excellent. It's from the VW group, and there's always, to me, they operate very nicely. So that was a lot to take in. There's definitely going to be more on this vehicle, but I feel like Audi is slicing the pie pretty thin right now. There's probably, I mean, quite literally something for everybody. So if you are looking for something that is still a sedan, that still drives like a sedan, that has a performance like bent to it, that is an electric vehicle, that has a sport back, gosh, those are very specific boxes to check out, to check off, then this might be for you.